Davey Allison has a million reasons to win today. Sterling Marlin will tell us how he'll keep Allison from winning. And drag racing Super Bowl is this weekend. That's all next on Race Day. Good morning, everybody. I'm Pat Patterson. Thanks for joining us on this Labor Day Sunday. Among the many big stories today is the 43rd running of the Mountain Dew Southern 500. When the field takes the green in a little over an hour, Sterling Marlin will be on the pole for the 5th time this season. The Ford driver's 30.3-second lap translates to 162.2 miles per hour. The Columbia, Tennessee's driver's 5th pole keeps him atop that category in the Junior Johnson Sport. Ernie Irvin will start on the outside of the front row after winning the pole last week. Now, Ken Schrader, with strong runs recently, will start 3rd. 4th will be Winston Cup points leader Bill Elliott, and he's the only man to win the Winston Million. Excuse me. Darrell Waltrip starts 5th, and believe it or not, he has never won this race. 6th is Davey Allison, who can cash a 7-figure check today if he can get the checkers first. More on that in a moment. 7th belongs to rookie points leader Jimmy Hensley and Cale Yarborough's Trop Arctic Ford. Brett Bodine has another top 10 qualifying effort in Kenny Bernstein's Ford. 9th will be Alan Kowicki, who's only 24 points out of 2nd place in the standings. And 10th is Jeff Bodine in the Motorcraft Igloo Ford, which gives Ford 6 of the top 10 qualifying positions. Now let's take a look at the rest of today's starting grid. Sterling Marlin has a number of reasons he wants to win today, and earlier this morning I talked with the Maxwell House Coffee driver in our Rain-X Sky Shot. First of all, congratulations. I know that winning the pole at the Southern 500 won't mean as much as winning the race, but nevertheless, it's a good start for the weekend.
Yeah, it is. The boys done a super job on the car. It's the same car we used out here in the spring and broke a track record with it. So the car worked real good yesterday, the short practice we had, and hopefully get a win from Maxwell House team today.
Sterling, I know you're not thinking about next year and being asked a lot of questions about next year. Can you keep your mental grip on the rest of this year and doing the job that you need to get done before you move on somewhere else?
Yeah, it's I think we're just going to run as hard as we can all year. We've come close to winning 4 or 5 races this year, and I think we can win us 2 or 3 or 4 years out. And I'm going to run as hard as I can, and I know the crew's going to put out as much as they can, and because they want to win as much as I do, and hopefully to come here today at Darlington. It'd be nice.
How's the weather going to be today, Sterling? I know that you got overcast skies down there and the possibility of rain this afternoon. That can make it tough on a driver physically. Any problems in that area for you today?
No, it's pretty cool. I have seen it here, 95 degrees, this time of the morning, and humidity real high, but it's real cool, and the weather should hold off. It's I think calling for like 40% chance of thunderstorms later on today, so hopefully we can get it in, and it should be a good race.
I think everybody's amazed at just how well you've done in qualifying this year and winning as many poles as you had. Has there been any real secret to why you've been so successful with the qualifying laps?
Well, we got a real good speedway car and a speedway motor, and the boys really took a lot of time with the cars. And we came here this spring and tested, and this was a new car. They built it like in 14 days, and we ran it at Richmond early in the year and had a real good run with it up there. So we came here and tested and found some stuff out that really helped us, and we brought the same car, same spring, shocks, the exact measurements back, and we fell off the truck, and the car was real fast. And I enjoy running this track. It's a fun track to run, and so hopefully we run 306-7 laps and be up front.
All right, folks, one of the great things about race fans is their ability to open their hearts and their pocketbooks to help those in need. Everybody at TNN Raceday are asking you to do that for the victims of Hurricane Andrew. We're calling it Racing Relief, and you can pitch in by calling the toll-free number on your screen. This is a clearinghouse for information about where you can send donations, clothing, building supplies, and anything that can help hundreds of thousands of people get back on their feet quicker. Please call this number on your screen and just do whatever you can. You'll feel better about it, and the folks in South Florida will certainly appreciate it. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
For nearly 50 years, car owners have used Gum-Out fuel system cleaners to help eliminate hard starts, hesitations, and stalls. And there's Pennzoil quality in every product, which is why so many people know they can trust Gum-Out to improve engine performance, help eliminate hard starts, hesitations, and stalls. Gum-Out, solutions to engine problems, from the people at Pennzoil.
We've had old Blaze for 16 years. I mean, this old Blaze. My husband uses it for all of his hunting and fishing trips. He and the dog absolutely love that car. Someday, when even AC Delco Parts can't keep it going, we'll just park it out back so he and the dog can sit in it and reminisce.
AC Delco Parts. It's like buying time.
They feed on blood, and just 2 can become 2,000. But fleas can't survive the exterminator, the Orkin Man. The exterminator wipes out fleas with the awesome power of his advanced pest control technology. His invisible weapons attacks fleas and the eggs they leave behind and stops them dead, guaranteed. The exterminator, the Orkin Man. One call destroys them all.
Race Day is brought to you in part by Gum-Out, quality automotive products providing solutions to engine problems.
Welcome back, everybody. By 5 o'clock today, we'll know if Davey Allison has become only the second driver to win the Winston Million by claiming 3 of the sport's Big 4 races. Whether you're pulling for Allison or not, there's no denying that both he and Robert Yates Racing have had one of the most physically and emotionally demanding seasons in memory. Allison has been hurt, often cars have been wrecked, yet somehow they've succeeded. Mark Allen looks at why.
The Monday morning after Bristol, the Yates Racing crew was busy stripping another wounded Thunderbird. Saturday night's multiple crashes meant more long unscheduled hours, more soul-searching about how hard the driver should have pushed his car while still injured.
You look back on and say, man, I should have said, Davey, you know, really, you're outperforming everybody. You've got a little cushion there, back off. It's hard to tell him that. It's easy on Monday to say, well, I wish I'd, you know, might have just reminded him that he was much quicker, got plenty of time, take it easy. I don't have to tell Davey that. I think Davey's telling himself that today.
It's not my nature to hold back. I want to go as hard as I can all the time. And, you know, I got a lesson taught to me at Bristol by not respecting my limitations the way that I should, and ended up tearing the car up and costing us some points, costing us a decent finish. So I've got to take that knowledge now and use it for the future until I am back to 100% and just try to recognize where those limitations are. And I've told Robert and them to remind me that, you know, I've been in a wreck, that I'm not 100%, and that I'm a little handicapped from the neck up sometimes.
But in fact, the team has done little second-guessing. It hasn't had time. 4 destroyed race cars and 2 others crippled have robbed $300,000 from the balance sheet. It's enough to give an owner gray hairs.
We had really gotten to the place that we were the best we've been this year for, you know, for cars that we'd run at the type of tracks that we have left. We were back to 3.5 cars. Now we're at 2.5 cars.
But it could have been much worse. July 19th in Pocono, Pennsylvania, Allison cheated death.
Trouble down the straightaway. Allison's car begins to flip and barrel rolls once, twice, 3, 4 times, comes over the inside retaining wall. The car has completely flown apart.
There was a point in time, back especially after the Pocono crash, where I asked myself, is it all worth it? You know, is it worth hurting people and working night and day to build cars and then watching them get wiped out in about a minute of about 10 seconds, you know? And you ask yourself that, you know, is it really worth it? And then, you know, you see that Davey's making remarkable recovery. You get cars built, you see your guys are still pumped up, and your attitude changes.
While adversity can claw at the heart of a team and cause it to point fingers, these 20 men have kept their heads when all about them would have lost theirs.
Sticking together, being strong, where most teams would have probably went from the lead in the points to maybe 10th or so with what we've experienced the last 6 weeks. We're still hanging in there. We've still got a shot at the championship, and we still can win a bunch of races.
There was calm professionalism amidst the din of sledgehammers and metal cutters in the shop 6 days ago. Business as usual has been the best way to scoff at the fickle fortunes of triumph, trauma, and tragedy that have even foes shaking their heads in sympathetic disbelief. Allison has been an insurer's nightmare all season, hurting far more than he's been well. His grandfather's death in the spring, and 3 weeks ago, younger brother Clifford's fatal crash in Michigan have tested both driver and crew fate. Being in the thick of the title chase has kept the collective desire from withering. But with a million reasons to win today, the team's conservative stretch-run championship strategy may be modified just this once.
I like to say to the other teams, you know, you could give us a break, but I'm sure they won't. We expect y'all to run real hard, and we're going to run real hard, and we'll probably, if we're going to hang it out, we'll hang it out at Darlington.
I think even more than the money is concerned, the thrill of winning the Winston Million and the thrill of overcoming the obstacles that we've overcome so far this year would mean more to those guys than the money ever could.
Whether they cash a 7-figure check or cart their Ford back to the shop in pieces tonight, the glue which has held this team together won't weaken, nor will the resolve.
With whatever they've been through, it's awfully hard not to root for them today. Thursday, and Allison and a number of other drivers showed how the NASCAR family responds to a call for help from worthy organizations and communities that host races. Neil Kassabaum has that story.
For the second year in a row, the Darlington County Youth Home was the beneficiary of time and services donated in its behalf by racing sponsors, teams, and drivers. The money raised from this one event is extremely important to the operation of the home.
We have to, we do state contracts or contracts with agencies like everyone does, but we have to raise about 40% of our annual budget. And an event like this will just about underwrite it.
The fans buy tickets for the event, which features food in abundance, music, attractions, and of course, the chance to meet the drivers. And some found it an added bonus to a long journey.
Nice lady in the ticket booth told us about the barbecue. We thought it was a great cause. I'm a big brother at home, so I thought it was terrific. And it gave us a chance to meet some people, and the people are so nice here, and had a chance to take some pictures with some drivers, get some autographs, and there's going to be some envy back at home, I can tell you that.
Just one of approximately 30 Winston Cup and Busch Grand National drivers to donate their time was Davey Allison, who explained why they were so willing to participate.
People here at Darlington have been really good to me, and I appreciate that, and I told them that if I could do anything to help them, I'd be glad to.
And with Richard Petty on hand, doing what he does so well, the 3-hour benefit was expected to raise $50,000.
A lot of sore driver hands at the end of that event, and that's a side of racing that you rarely get to see. Now, yesterday at the track, the Busch Grand National Series toured the egg-shaped oval, and even though we're prohibited by the controlling network to show you the highlights, we can tell you that Michael Waltrip led the final 5 laps for the victory. Dale Jarrett was second, Jeff Gordon was third, Dale Earnhardt was fourth, and Ed Barrier rounded out the top 5. In the series points, Todd Bodine has taken over the top spot for the first time this season from Joe Nemechek by 8 markers. Robert Presley, Bobby Labonte, and Jeff Gordon have a good battle going for third. When we come back, Indianapolis is the mecca of drag racing this weekend, and that's where we're headed next. Don't go away.
So, how do you spend your weekend? Mowing the grass? Watching the games on TV? Or maybe something a little less ambitious? We spend hours at the racetrack testing new innovations, developing new technology to make the Toyota you buy perform as well as it possibly can. After all, we wouldn't want you to lose any sleep over it.
Anything you can handle, we can handle. Yokohama High Performance Tires.
Splitfire earned a United States patent. Splitfire doesn't look like any other spark plug. And the patented Splitfire doesn't work like any other spark plug.
5 extra horsepower by merely installing these plugs. Quicker in the quarter mile. A 4.8% gain in mileage.
There's nothing like a Splitfire. You'll get more power and more mileage, or your money back. Get the guaranteed Splitfire advantage at leading automotive stores from coast to coast.
Banana George Blair does a pretty good job of staying young. We just help him out with the dash, seats, and tires of his car. There is a fountain of youth, and we own the patent. Armor All Protectant.
An entertainment legend in his last interview.
You load 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day older and...
Dinah Shore, a special conversation with Tennessee Ernie Ford. Monday at 9 and midnight Eastern on TNN.
For nearly 50 years, car owners have used Gum-Out fuel system cleaners to help eliminate hard starts, hesitations, and stalls. And there's Pennzoil quality in every product, which is why so many people know they can trust Gum-Out to improve engine performance, help eliminate hard starts, hesitations, and stalls. Gum-Out, solutions to engine problems, from the people at Pennzoil.
And welcome back, everybody. As you can see from the NHRA standings, everything's still pretty much up for grabs in Top Fuel and Funny Car, while over in Pro Stock, Warren Johnson has a bit of breathing room. One veteran who is definitely breathing easier this weekend is Mr. Pro Stock, Bob Glidden, who talked with us earlier from Indianapolis in our Rain-X Sky Shot about getting a badly needed win in Minnesota a few weeks back. Well, Bob, first of all, congratulations on your latest victory. And what is this? You guys going to charge hard here at the last part of the season?
Well, Pat, it's been such a long time since we won a race. The win in Brainerd was really a pleasant win for us.
You obviously have the Super Bowl of drag racing there in Indianapolis. You're qualified third for this event. How do you stack up against the competition this weekend?
Well, we've been gaining on everyone a little bit each run. I think we started out about 500 or 600 behind, and the last run yesterday we're within about 100th and a half. So if we can keep gaining on them by tomorrow, we could be in good shape.
Bob, you've been the king of Pro Stock racing for so long. Is the struggles that you've had over this past year, are you getting to a point now where you found what you needed to find to get back and be really competitive and get to the finals in all of these races?
No, Pat, we're not to that point, but we have gotten back to where we are at least competitive. We're normally within 2 or 3 or 4 100ths of a second of the quickest cars. As you can tell, we've got a little bit of noise in the background. They're running Super Comp right behind me. But we're not yet in a position that we can say that we think we can come in and win a race going into the race, but we feel a lot better than we did a year ago.
Bob, the major issues as far as Pro Stock goes at Indianapolis this weekend, what are they? What's it going to take? Who's going to win and why?
Well, there's been a lot of controversy going on in Pro Stock in the last 2 or 3 or 4 races about staging battles and so on and so forth. I don't know what's going to happen concerning the starting line procedures, but I think some of us are going to be surprised. There may be some red lights on the starting line, and I think it boils down to whoever's going to be the luckiest guy tomorrow on race day is going to win the race.
All right, qualifying for tomorrow's U.S. National Elimination continues today. Scott Jeffreyon is pacing Pro Stock so far. Here's a look at the other top runs.
With another day of passes yet to go, it's hard to imagine the top qualifiers changing much. In Funny Car, John Boris is hoping his run is a harbinger of things to come. His 512 ET at 287 miles per hour is a track record and well ahead of anyone else. In Top Fuel, don't blink or you'll miss the third 300-mile-per-hour run in drag racing history. Kenny Bernstein launched a 486 pass at a whopping 301.2 miles per hour. It's the second fastest run ever. But the Bud driver is not even best in class. Eddie Hill turned a track record elapsed time of 482 with a 4, which is the third quickest in history.
3:01, well, we couldn't let the birthday boy get away without talking to us about his third run over 300 miles per hour. Well, first of all, I'd sing happy birthday to you, but I'd really ruin your day. But happy birthday to you, Kenny Bernstein.
Thank you, Pat. I appreciate it. I really appreciate all the fans that have let me know about my birthday at the same time, even though 48's getting on up there.
300 is just getting to be a blown-away figure. You did it again. Makes the third time. Congratulations.
Well, I appreciate it very much. It's certainly not easy to do by any means. It's very difficult to run 300. The conditions yesterday were extremely good here at Indianapolis, and Dale Armstrong and Wes Cerny put the Budweiser King on the button, and 3:01 popped up on the board again. And I think you may see it again this morning because we got some nice overcast and cool weather right now.
Well, Eddie the Thrill Hill would do like nothing better than to beat you in this event tomorrow. What do you got to do to be competitive with him tomorrow, Kenny?
The main thing, of course, is always being consistent. That's the name of the game. You know, not always the fastest and the quickest wins these races, very much so. So being consistent, taking what the racetrack and the conditions will give us tomorrow is what we have to do. And we can't afford to go out early in this hunt for the Winston Championship. If we go out early, our hopes are going to dash pretty bad.
Quickly, Kenny, just a few seconds left. You think you can go 3:04 this year? Somebody said you were spouting those numbers around the other day.
I think you can see 3:03, 3:04 before the year's over in real cool weather, possibly at Reading or Maple Grove or Dallas if it cools off enough.
3:03, 3:04. Coming up next, some finds in IMSA. But first, here are the top 5 in some of the professional classes at the U.S. National. Stay with us.
One of these engines was filled with Castrol Syntec, a new synthetic oil. The rest with conventional oils. They were then drained and started without oil to prove a point. You see, Syntec's unique molecular structure bonds to engine parts. Lab tests show it leaves a layer of protection far stronger than conventional oils. And if Syntec protects this well now, imagine if you leave it in. Castrol Syntec protects in ways other oils can't.
Some people say it's impossible to tell where the flesh and blood stops and the machine begins. But it really doesn't matter. Because whenever you put Ivan Iron Man's to it together with a Toyota truck, you know where they're gonna finish.
Gets 90 minutes of racing excitement from start to finish on the American Sport Cavalcade. The American Sport Cavalcade. 7 Eastern Sports Sundays on TNN.
Race Day is brought to you by Toyota Motorsports, where technology on a fast track is built into every Toyota car and truck you buy.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's take a quick look at the headlines this week, where Vancouver is not on the list of IndyCar races next season. That has been published by various trade papers. However, IndyCar says the formal schedule has not been released and won't be for several more weeks. The two sides have been trying to save the event, to save the event. Now, in Winston Cup, Jimmy Spencer says he has a deal for next season, but won't say who it's with in Winston Cup. Don't be surprised if it is Junie Donlevy. And across the ocean there, Formula One's Ricardo Patrese has a new home for 1993. The number 2 points man signed with the Benetton Ford team and joins the series' most recent winner, Michael Schumacher. And Race Day notes with very dear sadness the passing Wednesday of Lee Moselle. He was instrumental in getting Sears Point Raceway back open and financially healthy in the mid-'70s, and then brought Laguna Seca to prominence. He was that track's executive director at the time of his death. Lee Moselle dead at age 78. Now, this week's Toyota IMSA report involves Toyota and a number of other cars from the series. It seems that the fuel that they used at Road America August 9th by Nissan and Toyota and one of the Porsche teams was not on the IMSA approved list. The sanctioning body fined each $5,000 per car this past Tuesday and said any future violations will be grounds for disqualification. The series is trying to get away from the use of exotic fuels. Well, we've got to run, but join us tonight when we'll have the story of Davey Allison's $1 million run, and we'll have the latest from today's Big Bud shootout at Indianapolis, and we'll find out if Mopar's involvement in racing might increase next season. I'm Pat Patterson. Enjoy your racing day right here on TNN.
Guests of Race Day stay at the luxurious Hyatt Charlotte at South Park, conveniently located in Charlotte's exclusive South Park district. Feel the Hyatt touch by calling 1-800-233-1234. Communications provided by Racing Radios, the official communications of NASCAR, CART, IMSA, NHRA, IHRA, and ARCA. And Corporate Image, the official supplier of sportswear for Race Day, and the exclusive merchandiser of Richard Petty's 1992 Fan Appreciation Tour. For a catalog or to order by phone, call 1-800-467-RACE.
The Buckmasters today on TNN. This week, live on Nashville Now, look for Janie Fricky, T. Graham Brown, George Jones, and Sha-Na-Na. That's this week on Nashville Now, right here on TNN.
The 34 Classic Street Rod. It's hot, available, very affordable, fun to drive, easy to assemble. Call 1-800-CLASSIC. For more information on this special offering of the 34 Classic Street Rod and other timeless classics from Classic Motor Carriages, call now 1-800-CLASSIC.